I traveled to Vietnam this past week for CBS News' coverage of the summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. Even though there were no agreements out of Hanoi, there were some remarkable moments. The theater of the summit almost overshadowed the seriousness of the issues. On the streets of Hanoi, T-shirts with quirky images of President Trump and Kim Jong-un were sold as souvenirs. A local bar served up a kimchi-flavored beer called Kim Jong Ale. But the two unpredictable leaders spent far longer traveling to Vietnam than they did negotiating. Kim took a 60-plus-hour train ride. President Trump flew 17 hours plus to go halfway around the world.
Sometimes you have to walk, and this was just one of those times.
They left with a stalemate and a pledge to have diplomats continue talking. But even that may be a winning prospect for Kim, who no longer appears a pariah. He stayed in Vietnam after the summit to tour hotspots, an option not afforded to his people. They're forbidden to travel. Still, the sanctions choking his country's economy remain, as do widespread food shortages. North Korea is strapped for cash due to crippling global sanctions, so it relies on illicit trade and even state-owned businesses like this restaurant, which sends money back to Pyongyang. Now it may be even harder to get other countries to shut down these small operations, after Kim earned the right to sit across from the president as almost an equal, since he figured out how to threaten the U.S. with nuclear weapons, and then flattered him with letters flirting with the idea of giving that arsenal away. The U.S. did learn a few things: that Kim does not want to be isolated, and most of all, that he wants the financial strain on North Korea lifted.
Kim, are you confident?
It was extraordinary to see him face questions from the Western press for the very first time.
Chairman Kim, are you ready to allow the United States to have an office in Pyongyang? Are you ready for that step?
Questions that made aides nervous, but even President Trump wanted answered.
Is it better to leave, let the
Yeah, I think we
media
will.
go?
I think we will. It's actually an interesting question. I would like to actually hear that answer.
While the brinksmanship of these two unusual personalities failed to forge a breakthrough, at least neither side seemed ready to escalate to war, instead leaving the door open to future diplomacy.